Hello, today I'm going to talk about something interesting, especially for you who works in group companies in business, HR, or law division. I don't know what would be the perfect title for this video. You can call it MNC staffing, multinational company, or maybe group company staffing, since group company not only NMC but can also in one country. You can also call it employment relations in group companies. A lot of options, right? But basically, it's all about how to make a synergy among the business, the HR, and the law to conduct recruitment in a group company. Let's start from the business perspective. The reason why all of this happened. The business people think that the company needs to expand their market to increase their profit, or maybe some of the new materials only in specific country. So they need to open the subsidiary company in that country. Business people say that we need to open new companies or subsidiaries or branches in country A, country B, country C, or area 1, area 2, and area 3. So the business people call the HR. Hey HR, we need some people to operate our new business. Please find the perfect talent for that position. Then the HR make a recruitment plan, and of course they need to find a suitable method to recruit potential candidates. In MNC, there are 4 approaches to recruit international talents, namely ethnocentric, polycentric, geocentric, and regiocentric. To make it easy, let's take a look at this simulation. For example, the parent company is in the UK. Let's call it a home country. And the subsidiary is in Indonesia. Let's call it a host country. In the first approach, ethnocentric, they proud of their nationality. So both managerial in home and host countries are from UK citizens. The subsidiary has management as same as the nationality of parent company. The reason behind it is because the parent company tries to implement their great story to the subsidiary by putting the same nationals. However, this approach fails to understand the host country since the cultures are different. But maybe it will be suitable for new expansion. The ethnocentric approach seems like the parent company have trust issue with the local people. Although the main goal of international recruitment is actually to find a good talent regardless their nationality. On the contrary, the next approach, polycentric, has totally different concept. The management and the subsidiary comes from the local people. So the UK people only manage the parent company. In Indonesia, the subsidiary hires Indonesian people. I think many companies have switched their approach from the ethnocentric to polycentric because with polycentric approach, company can understand well the employees' culture, the local market preferences, and can negotiate well with the government of the host country. The next approach is the geocentric, my favorite. The management comes from various countries, so they open for all nationalities. The focus is to find the right people at the right place and maybe at the right time too. For example, here in the Indonesia subsidiary, the managements are from Italy, Netherlands, Brazil, UK, US, and also Indonesia. Same condition in the parent company in the UK. Not all the management comes from the UK citizen, but also various nationalities. For example, Indian, Peruvian, UK, France, Indonesian. So there are a diversity in the workplace. However, the challenge of geocentric is commonly the local government restrict the foreign employees and require to hire local people instead of expatriates. The last approach is regiocentric. This approach is similar with geocentric, but in the host country, they adopt ethnocentric. So it's like a fusion of geocentric and ethnocentric. The management in the UK are from UK nationality. The challenge here is the region may not link well with the perspective of the headquarters. Also, the management of host country may not have enough international experiences. That's all 4 types of international recruitment approaches. After determining the approach to use, HR should also prepare the new position in the organization structure, the job description, and all the administration stuff. More importantly, to execute the recruitment process, HR should consult to the law division how to recruit a talent without breaking the law. In the end of the recruitment process, the new employee will sign the employment contract, and the one who is responsible for all the provisions in the contract is the law people or the industrial relation people. The employment contract should comply with the regulation so it won't ruin the business in the future. The question is, what law to follow? Of course, the employment law, or for MNC, the international employment law. In law perspective, there are two things to be considered by the group company. With whom do the employee work and what's the right and obligation? First, about the employment relation. We need to determine the subject of the employment relation, whether the employer is the parent company or the subsidiary. Determining the employee is easy since it's only one person, but the employer is a group company, so which company is exactly the employer for the employee? In practice, there are three types of the employment relationship between the employee and the employer in a group company: a mutation, a secondment, and a time sharing. The mutation is transferring the employee from one company to a different company in one group. For instance, this is the scheme of group company. There is one parent company, or it could be more than one parent company based on Ray August in his book, International Business Law. But in this example, we will only use one parent company to simplify. And these are the subsidiaries. In the mutation, the employee transferred to another company or subsidiary. It can be from holding to subsidiary, can also be from one subsidiary to another subsidiary, or from the subsidiary to the parent company. The highlight is the employment relation is moving, so there is the transfer payroll. The employee is no longer has relation with the release company. The second type is secondment. The employee temporarily assigned to another company in one group. The employee is called a secondee. The employment relation is not end, so the secondee still has employment relation with the release company. The actual employer is from the release company. But for some specific time, a secondee should work in the receiving company. For example, a man from holding is assigned to the subsidiary in Indonesia for 2 years. So his present work in Indonesia is because the holding company assigned him. The payroll is still from the holding. It is not only from holding to subsidiary, but can also from one subsidiary to another subsidiary or from the subsidiary to the parent company. The key point in job assignment is there should be a guarantee of job security for the secondee. The job security, in short, is the continuity of the work years of service and the equal benefit from the releasing company and the receiving company. The last type is time sharing. It is also called job sharing. In time sharing, basically the employee never moves or assigned to another company. However, the employee do work for several companies in one group. For example, a man works for the holding company, but his actual job is for the entire group companies. It's like double jobs, or maybe triple or more. The time sharing is the employee works for more than one company, but the employment relation is with the one company, usually the parent company. From those three types of the employment relationships, company can choose which type is suitable for their group. It depends on the company needs. After determining the kind of employment relationship, the next concern is to make sure that the rights and the obligations between the employer and the employee comply with the employment law, such as no discrimination, the severance pay for termination, the service years for the mutation employee, the job security for the secondee, the adjustment salary for time sharing, etc. Once the group company finished with the requirements from the employment law, the group company staffing can be done. Lastly, there should be a synergy among business, HR, and law people to prevent the potential risk in the future. I hope this material will be helpful for you. Happy recruiting!